Do you want to know what I learned this week? Guess. Never mind. You won't be able to. Whales, okay, used to be big mice. Yeah, let me tell you about it. So, back in the day, in the Himalayas, of all places, there used to be this mouse. But it wasn't a mouse, because it was huge. Like a raccoon-sized mouse. With hooves. Hooves like a deer. And it ate like a deer. It was herbivorous. But, okay. But, remember that it eats plants, okay? Because eventually, it slowly starts to realize that there's more food around water sources. So it starts hanging around river deltas, and while it's slinking around the river, it realizes, hey, there's a lot of little creatures around here. I could definitely eat that. And so it does. It becomes carnivorous. And it starts going in the water more and more to the point where it becomes semi-amphibious. And its hooves become webbed feet. Yeah. You want to know what else has 4 legs, is semi-amphibious, and is a freshwater predator? Crocodiles. That's right. This was a prehistoric, furry crocodile. It gets better though. As it gets more and more amphibious, it starts to build up a tolerance to salt water. And instead of going back to land, it starts going out to sea. At this point, this thing looks awful. Terrifying. It's lost its fur. It's got giant teeth in a long snout. And its back legs are just flopping around because at this point, they're practically useless. They're just there for fun. And you're wondering, what does this have to do with whales? Get this. This abomination of nature is the first animal to officially be considered a cetacean, which is the same category that whales and dolphins are put under now. And it started as a deer mouse. But there's still 2 unanswered questions. How do they know that the deer mouse turned into the first cetacean? And how do they know the first cetacean turned into whales? For the first question, okay, hear me out. Ear bones. Yeah, ear bones. The deer mouse had a hard bone plate in its inner ear that has only ever been found in cetaceans. This would also explain why modern whales have chambered stomachs. Okay? When chambered stomachs are usually used to process plant matter and are found mainly in, you guessed it, hooved herbivores. Why would an aquatic carnivore have a chambered stomach if it didn't evolve from something that did? Yeah. Now, when we try to get from the first cetacean to whales, it gets a bit more obvious, okay? Whales, if you didn't already know, have pelvises. Weird. Completely useless pelvises that are completely detached from their spines And also tiny, because over time they've shrunk since they lost their back legs. Another thing that they've lost in moving from land to sea: melatonin production. Meaning they can't achieve deep sleep. Meaning they also don't have circadian rhythm. They just choose when is best to sleep. Not that they even really sleep. They just turn off half of their brain for a time, while the other half goes into autopilot. Crazy. Anyway, that's what I learned about whales this week.